Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, hello, my name is Sammy, and today we finally get to start building on my island of Meridia. As you saw in the beginning of my video, Isabel told us that KK Slider was going to be performing on my island, so that means I unlocked terraforming, so that means we can do our very first speed build. So here I am just placing down the pathing from my entrance. Obviously I'm going to start with my entrance because it kind of sets the tone for how the rest of my island is going to look like. But I obviously am going for that ethereal statue garden theme, like how I said in my video where I restarted my island. So here I am using this custom design by Minsuya on Instagram. It is an absolutely beautiful design. I know that she has other color variations of this as well as a plain one. And I'll make sure to link her Instagram down in the description below. But yeah, it's a really beautiful design. I was debating whether I should choose between the white rose path or the blue rose path. I felt like the blue rose path would be a little bit much because blue is kind of like the main color theme that I'm going for this island. But I also have these really cute blue and purple floral custom designs that I have on the ground, and this is by Toby Morieko on Twitter. I'll make sure to link their Twitter down in the description below as well. But here I'm just using a bunch of wedding day items as well as hedges and the Turkey Day garden stand. Oh, here I just realized, or in the game when I was playing, I realized that Boris, he had like those swirlies around his head. So I know he was talking to Annalisa earlier. So I don't know if she said something that made him feel bad or something. I didn't bother to check if he was okay or not, but he ended up being okay anyway, so it was totally fine. But obviously, since we're going for that ethereal statue garden theme, we are going to need statues. So I decided to just put a couple at the entrance. And here we have this gray brick custom design that I'm using, and this is by 6_poo on Twitter. I'll make sure to link their Twitter down in the description below as well. But I just thought that it matched really well with the stone pathing that I have, and I wanted to put something underneath the fountain just to like give it a little bit more character so that it's not so boring looking. And then I'm just surrounding the area with blue and white flowers. So I'm using blue roses, white roses, blue pansies, and white lilies on this island. And here, last but not least for custom designs, we have this custom design by Sui Yuyu on Instagram. We'll also link that down in in the description below. But I just feel like this pond area, or like this waterscaping that I was doing, kind of needed something to frame it, so that's why I put down that custom design there, just to make it look a little bit more elegant like. But yeah, since we're dealing with like statue gardens or just gardens in general, I wanted to make sure that there was a lot of waterscaping when it comes to this island. So I tried to incorporate that as much as possible for my entrance. I just have like these like mini waterfalls going on. But as you can see, like my island is very symmetrical, or at least this entrance is really symmetrical, and I think it's gonna kind of set the tone for the rest of the island. Here I'm also putting down some fencing. I'm using the ironstone fencing, and then I made it as every other because I also wanted to put hedges in between them. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't like when it's just like straight up the same fencing for like the whole area. For me myself, like for my island, I think it looks great on other people's islands when they have like the same fencing all throughout the island. Like they do it so well where it's aesthetically pleasing, but for me, I for some reason can't pull that off. So I decided to just do some alternate fencing between the stone fencing and the hedges. And here in this middle part, I wanted to make like a little seating area because it is next to the airport. It is the entrance, so obviously there will be some villagers or like friends of mine that want to wait at the entrance. So I just wanted to make this little seating area. But obviously, as you guys know from my previous videos, I cannot leave grass untouched. So I always have to put custom designs or flowers or trees or shrubs or whatever it is. It has to cover all the ground. So I use those white iron garden benches as well as the garden lanterns and white street lamps. So like my main colors are basically blue, white, and gray. That's it. And it wouldn't be a garden without a bunch of flowers, so I'm just lining the area with flowers. And here in this area, I felt like I kind of needed some type of height behind the trees. Like I was looking at it from the bottom and I was like, oh, I kind of don't like that empty space up at the top. So I decided to put down some fencing, and then I also plan to put down a Valiant statue. So here you can see that I made like this circle, and then I like outlined it with the curved version of Minsuya's rose border path. But you'll see that it obviously like does not make sense for me to keep it there, because when I placed the Valiant statue, it completely covered the whole thing. Like there was no point in me doing that, but I kept it anyway, and I ended up doing the same thing on the other side. So just to give the area a little bit more height, I added a couple of trees, and then I also ended up adding the Gulliver's item, the Tower of Pisa, I think is what it's called. Yeah, so I put that there just so that there's even more height to the area. So my island is very symmetrical, so you'll see that whatever I do on this left side, I end up doing exactly the same thing on the right side. So I also wanted to line the area with cypress plants and beautiful statues, so I did the same thing on the other side. So that's why, like, you'll see I sped it up a little bit more because it's basically the same thing, like nothing's new. And I'm also, oh yeah, my island is set to June right now. I think it's the beginning of June. It might be June 5th that I might be playing this right now. But I decided that I wanted to have the blue hydrangeas, and they only bloom from June to July. So I felt like, yeah, it would probably be better because I really wanted the blue flowers, and I hardly ever use hydrangeas, especially I think because they're so bright. Like I've never been able to use them on any of my islands, but I really wanted to use it here because it would match really well with the blue roses and the blue pansies. So I decided to just time travel back to that date so that I could have the hydrangeas there and make it look really nice and full with all the bushes and the flowers. So I think we might almost be done with this build actually. I just have to plant a few more flowers. I didn't show it on camera, but I did put the inclines on the left and the right. So now we're done with this build. And I think it turned out really nice. So I time traveled a couple days so that it was a couple days so that I could place both inclines, the left one and the right one. So now we can go ahead and do our walkthrough. And I'm so excited to show you guys because I absolutely love how this area turned out. So I think it's really funny how my airport actually matches my theme of my island because it's blue and it kind of sets the tone for everything else. So because all my other flowers are blue as well. But yeah, I really like how this area turned out. It's kind of hard to get everything in one picture, but it's okay. I like the height dimension that it has. But yeah, I really like how it all turned out. I'm not entirely sure where these inclines are gonna lead to yet, but I'm sure it'll be in a future video. Maybe in the next couple ones, if anything. So this concludes this video. Thank you so much for coming to watch my video. I really hope you enjoyed it and it gives you some inspo on how to recreate your own ethereal statue garden island. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day or night. Bye!